Belgium, the battlefield of Europe. Due to its strategic location, countless armies have fought on its soil for centuries, giving rise to some of the most breathtaking castles in Europe. From towering citadels that once defended entire regions to fairy tale chateaus nestled in lush valleys, Belgium's castles are a testament to its rich history. So, stay with us as we explore 13 amazing castles in Belgium. Alden Biesen Castle. The Alden Biesen Castle was once one of the most important commanderies of the Teutonic Order in Europe. Located in Biesen, Limburg, this stunning Renaissance castle was originally built in the 13th century by the Teutonic Knights. The complex expanded significantly over the centuries, becoming a cultural and economic hub in the region. However, in 1971, a devastating fire nearly destroyed the castle, leaving it in ruins. Thanks to extensive restoration efforts, Alden Biesen was brought back to life and is now a major cultural center in Belgium. The castle hosts international music festivals, historical reenactments, and educational conferences, making it an important venue for cultural exchange. You can explore its extensive gardens, admire its Baroque chapel, and walk through its atmospheric courtyards. The castle's scenic location and historical significance make it an essential stop for those interested in the medieval past of the Teutonic Order. Ooidonk Castle. Located near Den Zee in East Flanders, is one of the finest examples of Flemish Renaissance architecture in Belgium. Originally built as a medieval fortress in the 13th century, it was repeatedly attacked and destroyed, particularly during conflicts between the Spanish and local forces in the late 16th century. The castle was rebuilt in the 16th century with a striking blend of Spanish and Flemish influences, resulting in its current majestic appearance. Ooidonk has remained a private residence for centuries and is still inhabited by the Count de Ruydenbeek family. You can tour its lavish interiors, filled with antique furniture, historical portraits, and grand tapestries. The beautifully landscaped gardens surrounding the castle are perfect for a leisurely stroll, and its guided tours offer deep insight into its aristocratic heritage. The castle's unique mix of medieval defense structures and Renaissance elegance makes it a must-visit destination. Gaasbeek Castle. Located in the Flemish Brabant region near Brussels, castles serve as a military fortress and a lavish noble residence. Built in 1236 by the Duke of Brabant as a defense against the expanding county of Flanders, it played a key role in various medieval conflicts, including battles during the Wars of Brabant. Over time, the castle transformed into an aristocratic residence, especially after its extensive renovations in the 17th and 19th centuries. The last owner, the eccentric Marchioness Arconati Visconti, turned it into a treasure trove of art and historical artifacts, which are still on display today. Now a museum, Gaasbeek Castle is famous for its dramatic interiors, featuring opulent furniture, grand tapestries, and a vast collection of Renaissance and Baroque paintings. The castle's picturesque gardens, inspired by Italian Renaissance designs, offer a peaceful escape into nature. Gravensteen Castle, also known as the Castle of the Counts, is one of the only remaining medieval moated castles in Flanders. Located in the heart of Ghent, this imposing fortress was built in 1180 by Count Philip of Alsace as a stronghold to protect his territory from external threats. With its thick stone walls, towers, and a deep moat, the castle served as a defensive fortress, a residence for the Counts of Flanders, and even a court of justice. Over the centuries, it witnessed numerous power struggles, including the revolt of Ghent against Emperor Charles V in the 16th century. By the 19th century, the castle had fallen into ruin and was repurposed for industrial use, housing a cotton mill. However, in the late 19th century, it was meticulously restored and is now one of Ghent's most visited historical sites. You can explore the torture chamber, complete with original instruments, climb the battlements for panoramic city views, and learn about the castle's turbulent past through interactive exhibits. Its strategic location in the city center makes it an unmissable landmark. Castle of Laarne. This is one of Belgium's best-preserved medieval castles. Located just 11 kilometers east of Ghent, this fortress dates back to the 11th century and was later rebuilt in the 14th century to become a more fortified structure. Originally constructed as a defensive stronghold against Viking invasions, the castle evolved into a luxurious residence for the nobility. One of its most intriguing historical aspects is its connection to the infamous Belgian witch trials of the 17th century, when alleged witches were imprisoned and tried within its walls. Today, the castle is a museum showcasing a remarkable collection of Flemish tapestries, antique furniture, and one of Europe's finest silverware collections, including pieces from the Spanish Habsburg era. The castle also hosts ghost tours, where you can learn about its eerie legends and reported paranormal activity. Its well-preserved interiors, moats, and grand halls offer a fascinating glimpse into medieval aristocratic life. Château de Walzin. Perched dramatically on a limestone cliff overlooking the Lesse River near Dinant, Château de Walzin bears a striking resemblance to the famous Bavarian castle Neuschwanstein. Originally built as a medieval fortress in the 11th century, the castle was repeatedly attacked and destroyed, particularly during conflicts between France and the Low Countries. Over the centuries, It was transformed from a stark military stronghold into a breathtaking neo-Gothic residence in the 19th century under the ownership of the de Montpellier family. Though privately owned and not open for interior visits, the castle is best admired from the river, especially by kayaking along the Lesse, where it appears like a vision from a fairy tale. Its dramatic location, rich history, and stunning architecture make it one of the most photographed castles in Belgium. Château de Vêves. Perched atop a rocky outcrop near Celles in Wallonia, makes Château de Vêves look like it was taken straight from a fairy tale. With its round turrets and pointed roofs, is one of Belgium's most picturesque medieval fortresses. Originally built in the 12th century by the Lords of Beaufort, it was later destroyed and rebuilt in the 15th century, taking on its current fairy tale-like appearance. Despite its idyllic look, the castle has seen its share of conflict, notably during the wars between the Burgundians and local feudal lords. Inside, you can explore beautifully preserved period rooms filled with antique furniture, portraits, and exquisite tapestries. One of the castle's highlights is its collection of medieval armor and weapons, which gives a glimpse into the life of knights who once resided here. The castle is still privately owned by the same noble family that has maintained it for centuries, adding to its authenticity and charm. Castle of Durbuy. Overlooking the quaint town of Durbuy, which claims to be the world's smallest city, this castle has stood as a symbol of nobility and power since the 11th century. Originally a defensive stronghold built to protect the town and the Ooidonk River Valley, the castle underwent multiple transformations, including a significant 18th century renovation that gave it its current elegant appearance. Unlike many Belgian castles, the Château de Durbuy remains a private residence and is not open for public tours. However, you can admire its imposing facade and strategic hilltop location while strolling through the medieval streets of Durbuy. The town itself is a popular destination, offering cobblestone streets, gourmet restaurants, and adventure sports such as kayaking and hiking. The castle's presence adds a fairy tale charm to this enchanting town. La Roche-en-Ardenne Castle. The ruins of La Roche-en-Ardenne Castle, dramatically perched above the town of La Roche in the Ardennes, are shrouded in both history and legend. The castle was built on the ruins of a Celtic oppidum, on a site where human presence dates back to Neolithic times. The Romans later established a fortified camp there. The first castle was built in the 9th century and expanded over time. This fortress played a crucial defensive role during the medieval period, controlling access to the Ooidonk River Valley. It was destroyed and rebuilt several times, most notably during the Wars of the Spanish Succession in the early 18th century. The castle suffered further damage during the Second World War when La Roche became a battleground during the Battle of the Bulge. Today, the ruins are a popular tourist attraction, offering spectacular views of the surrounding landscape and hosting medieval festivals and ghost tours. Legend has it that the ghost of Countess Berthe de la Roche still haunts the castle, making it a fascinating destination for those intrigued by paranormal tales. Het Steen. This is the oldest building in Antwerp and once served as a prison. Located on the banks of the river Scheldt, this medieval fortress dates back to the early 13th century, originally built by the Duke of Brabant as part of the city's defensive walls. The surviving structure was built between 1200 and 1225 as a gateway to a larger castle of the Dukes of Brabant, which was demolished in the 19th century. Over the centuries, Het Steen played multiple roles, from a castle to a maritime museum and even a notorious prison for centuries until the 19th century. During the 80 Years' War from 1568 to 1648, it was an important military stronghold, helping Antwerp withstand Spanish sieges. Today, after extensive restoration, Het Steen serves as Antwerp's visitor center, offering insights into the city's rich history. You can explore its ancient walls, enjoy views of the river, and learn about Antwerp's medieval past. Château de Freÿr. Located on the banks of the Meuse River near Dinant, Château de Freÿr is often compared to the grandeur of France's famous palace, the Versailles. Originally built as a medieval fortress in the 14th century, the chateau was later transformed into a stunning Renaissance residence by the de Beaufort family in the 16th and 17th centuries. It played an important role in European diplomacy, as it was the site of the Treaty of Freÿr in 1675, which helped establish peace between France and the Spanish Netherlands. One of its most striking features is its beautifully manicured gardens, inspired by those of Versailles, complete with elegant fountains, geometrically designed hedges, and centuries-old orange trees. You can explore the luxurious interiors, which still house original furniture, grand salons, and historical artifacts from European nobility. The combination of historical importance, breathtaking architecture, and stunning landscapes makes Château de Freÿr a must-visit. Citadel of Namur. The Citadel of Namur was once considered one of the most strategically important fortresses in Europe. Dominating the confluence of the Meuse and Sambre rivers, this massive stronghold has protected the city of Namur for over 1,000 years. Originally a Roman fort, the citadel was expanded in the Middle Ages by the Counts of Namur before being transformed into a formidable bastion by military engineer Vauban under French rule in the 17th century. Due to its strategic location, it was fiercely contested throughout history, seeing battles during the War of Spanish Succession, the Napoleonic Wars, and both World Wars. Today, the citadel is one of Belgium's largest and best-preserved fortifications, offering a deep dive into military history through its underground tunnels, panoramic viewpoints, and museums. The site also hosts cultural events, medieval festivals, and scenic walking trails, making it a fascinating blend of history, nature, and entertainment. Castle of Reinhardstein. Nestled in the scenic Belgian Ardennes near Robertville, this striking medieval fortress was originally built in 1354 by Renaud de Wemyss, a powerful noble who sought to fortify the region. Over the centuries, the castle changed hands multiple times, belonging to prominent European families such as the Nassau and Metternich dynasties. However, by the 19th century, the castle had been abandoned and lay in ruins. It wasn't until 1969 that a passionate historian, Jean Overloop, led an extensive restoration project to bring it back to life, using historical documents and archaeological evidence. Today, Reinhardstein is one of the most well-preserved medieval castles in Belgium, offering you a glimpse into nightly life with its collection of armor, antique furniture, and Renaissance tapestries. Surrounded by dense forests and a picturesque waterfall, it is also a perfect spot for hiking and exploring the natural beauty of the High Fens region. We hope you enjoyed this journey through Belgium's stunning castles. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more explorations around the world. Until next time, happy travels!